What is going on? What is going on? I was out of town. We will get into all that in a sec. And listen, two separate things. One, this is not a sponsored episode. This is a product that I just love. They don't even know I'm doing this, and I'm doing it because it's delicious. I don't know if you guys have ever tried the original bitchin' sauce, but it is the best thing I've put on a sandwich, on noodles. It's the best thing I've put on anything. And here's why I'm telling you about it, is because it came out in a squeeze bottle. Now, when bitchin' sauce first came out years ago, I stumbled across it and I was like, this is amazing. The only problem I had with it was that you could not get the plastic off of the container. It's similar to a hummus container shape, and that lid on that plastic pullback piece would not come off. Like it was ridiculous. So I actually wrote them, and they were awesome and wrote me back and gave me a bunch of free bitchin' sauce. And ever since I've been a fan. And now that the thing is coming out in squeeze sauce, I felt like y'all needed to know. So that is what we are getting into. We are about to kick it off. It is Friday. Thank you for tuning in. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Now, this is part two. So we have the original bitchin' sauce. It is delicious. I hope you guys can try it because it is. I don't know. It's the best thing that I've ever put on anything. You can, if you like hot pretzels, you can dip your hot pretzels in it. If you like it on a burger, a chicken, French fries, it never stops giving. It is absolutely amazing, and it's made out of almonds, so it is good for the soul. And it's just delicious. All right, let's get into things. The secret sauce for today is open your mind to new possibilities. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. When things start to get uncomfortable, know that you are growing as a human being, and it is super important for you to do that for everybody else around you. Share your knowledge, share what you know, and don't get frustrated. Next up, we just witnessed probably the biggest IT fiasco ever as Microsoft is facing outages across the board. CrowdStrike tried to put it in an update, and it did not go as planned. Reddit is making some announcements for the NFT holders. The Winklevoss twins are putting their money where their mouth is, and Solana is showing super bullish patterns. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is time for some rare bits. Today, the crypto greed and fear index is coming in at a 60, and we will take it. That is in the greed zone where we like it. NFT sentiment, it remains neutral, but I feel like things are about to change for the better. Top crypto search term for the normies is Dimension, ticker sign DYM. It is up 64% on the 7-day. Top NFT search term is Trump NFT. He is coming out with yet another collection. Will you be picking this up? Let me know in the comments. I will not read it. Bitcoin dominance, it is up on the 24 hours. ETH dominance has fallen just a little bit, and the total crypto market cap at this morning's time of writing is negative 1.65%, but that equals about $2.38 trillion. And before we get into some more news, let us check some numbers for the nerds. Now, the last thing, again, this is not a commercial. This is not a paid anything. I moved to Austin, and I love IPA beer, and I have recently stumbled upon St. Arnold Art Car IPA. I am enjoying one of these at the moment, and it is possibly the most delicious beer I've ever had. If I could put bitchin' sauce on top of this, I would, but there is no need for that. So go over to St. Arnold. They have a Twitter page at St. Arnold and tell them I said hello. And if you are in Texas, please pick this up. If you are in Austin, this is the real deal. So now we are looking at the crypto heat map. And look we have been waiting for colors like this for some time. What set it off? We are going to get into some of these things that are making the market move. Do you think the bottom is in? Are you loading your bags? Looking at everything, we just have basically green everywhere. There is not a token on here that is not green. We actually do have one. We aren't even going to make those people feel bad and pull it up. What are we talking about for today? We have Bitcoin currently trading at $66,971. Ethereum is at $3,513. BNB, $7 off of 600, coming in at 593. We will take it. I feel like it is going to continue to go. Solana is at 169. 69. Solana's at 169. I'll say it again. We are happy to have it. It has retraced on the hour, but it is up about 6.6% on the day. XRP trading at 0.57. Toncoin trading at 7.28. Now, Toncoin, this is really interesting because we've been talking about it. While it's up wildly for the year, it's hit a flat spot. We are currently priced at about $7.28. Are you guys a buyer here? Do you think this is about to rip? Then we've got a bunch of the standard players. Everybody is up. So listen, Shiba Inu, it was really interesting. There was a WazeX hack, and the hackers took so much SHIB and immediately dumped it on the market, and it created an extremely volatile fluctuation. So if people got in the mix of that, I apologize. It is really shitty to see exchanges get hacked. And sometimes you think an exchange gets hacked, but your coins are safe because they're not on that exchange. Well, when the hackers flood the market, it causes fluctuation. And sometimes these blows can be detrimental, though some people bought at a discount. Super bullish people, that is exactly what they did. So keep your eye on this developing situation. Blockchains by NFT sales. We have Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin leading the race. ETH is up 3%, Solana is up 20%, and Bitcoin is up 31%. Ethereum did about $5.3 million, Solana 3.8, and Bitcoin 3.25. Are we seeing the movement begin to happen? We have pole position. I am now looking at the Ethereum NFT heat map. Pole position is held by Bored Ape, followed by Milady Maker. That is only a volume representation. We do see some green across the board. It looks like people are trading doodles quite a bit as their price gets closer to 2 Ethereum. Do we see that happen soon? Looking at the big movers over the last 24 hours, we have Azuki, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Milady Maker, Pudgy Penguins, and a line draw. This is a brand new one to me. There have been 33 sales in the last day. It has a 0.818 ETH price. I possibly will look into this tomorrow for the Substack. As far as floor price, everybody's kind of flat for the day. The volume is drastically up for Azuki. It is up 408% with 42 sales. That floor price is actually up 9%. So possibly there is some news. I will deep dive into that mañana. And if you don't speak French, that means Wednesday. Okay, looking at the heat map for Solana, we have, you guys can see it. You're looking at the map. What do the numbers mean? Top volume, we have SMB Frogana's, Retardio Cousins, Mad Lads, and Glorps cranking out the top 5. When we look at one-day sales, Frogana's continue a rip. 1,400 sales, though that floor price really does not move from this $250, $60 range. Just trading back and forth. Though, the next up with a ton of trades, we have the Glorps. This is a newish collection. They are currently trading at 2.29 salamis. I picked up 2 of these today. There is a token associated with it. It is interesting. I think one of the interesting things about it is there are only 1,337 Glorps available. And this is it seems like this coin, I believe, came out on April Fool's Day. Possibly not the best day to put out a token called Glorp, but the team has stuck around, and these NFTs are a recent release, so people are gravitating toward this. I don't know if it will have an inflection or have something to do with the coin future forward, but anytime there is a new association and such a small amount of a supply, I think there could be action in your favor. And then you also have to think about, we're in the middle of summer, people are not paying attention. If we have the market rip, some of these NFTs that are underlying, like it could be Fun Town, and you could also get wrecked. So looking at the Bitcoin top movers, we have Aeons, Runestone, Bitcoin Puppets, Rare Sats, and Untitled rounding out the top 5. There have been 2,366 Aeons. They are trading at $448. Let's see what these look like while we are looking at it. So it's some interesting art. I have not seen this style of art on Bitcoin. I have to say that I do like it. Let's just double click and see what we are looking at. This is a new collection. They already have 18,000 followers on Twitter. So this is interesting. I wonder if this will continue to cook. Okay, so interesting. Is this something to get into now? That is a question for you. So, if, as you can see, the price has fluctuated on the day. It looks like it has also flattened out a bit. So let's just keep this on the Kanagin Boggin while you guys are thinking about things, and we will probably check in with this tomorrow. For 2,384 sales, the fact that there are currently 11 pending lets me know there's some continued interest in this. There's some Magic Eden points that are allocated with it as well. So currently trading at $434. We will see how that movement checks out mañana. Looking at the top runes, we have Fihu, Doggo to the Moon, Bamp, and Arsic, Genesis Rune, and Pup's World Peace rounding out the top 5. The only one in the green at the moment is Doggo to the Moon. Now, I wanted to pull up some of the top tokens that were making noise early this morning. When I got up and put together my report, absolutely everything was in the red. Not, just mildly, but this turnaround hadn't kicked in. We did have a ton of coins that were absolutely face-melting green. Pepe Mexicano, Bullish Trump, MAGA, Dudgan, Duckland Trump. These are some coins that just rip out of the gate. People do very well on these. If you know how to get these answers, please send them to me. I just want one coin that just rips. We saw a lot of coins that did not do well. And what's interesting about this, Andy, Joe Bowden, Fofar, Bitcoin Cash, all of these have spun around from top to bottom, and they continue to fluctuate, which means you need to have absolute balls of steel to keep up with this stuff. If you don't, you are going to have a hard time. Now, before I touch on this Reddit story, one thing that I thought was really interesting, I don't know if you guys read, Vitalik posted an article on political agenda and letting Bitcoin or cryptocurrency ideology dictate your political affiliation. And while I agree it is dangerous to let anything dictate your political affiliation, because, as we know, politicians often meander for votes, and they do that by talking about things the public wants to hear. One thing that I think is drastically different with this is that Bitcoin is an idea that, if you're not familiar with it, once you start talking about it, something clicks and resonates. We are seeing it across the board. I think the most recent is Jamie Dimon flip-flopping and deciding that he is pro-Bitcoin now. Now, these realizations, everybody has friends that did not trust Bitcoin at its infancy when they were introduced to it. It didn't make sense. And after time, most people got it. And you get it when you get it. That's just how it is. But we have to give room for people to get it. And I think politicians, while they're not my favorite group of people, they do send a message and they carry a tone to the general population. And if that tone is pro-Bitcoin, I'm a fan of it. Second, I think getting politicians that are pro-crypto also puts the smartest people we have on the planet in the rooms of government where decisions are actually being made. Now, if they are truly pro-crypto and understand, my belief is that they will be forward-thinking on so many other issues. That is something I'm willing to gamble on and bet on, and I believe that you should vote with your ledger, meaning if they are pro-crypto, I think that is where your vote should go. Coming up. All right, let's get into some stuff. We have Reddit. They are going to discontinue their collectible expressions, basically their NFT entire thing. It is going to happen on August 5th. These guys did generate about $534 million through this platform, so I am not absolutely sure it is going to die. My view is that it is going to evolve into something bigger and better. We're seeing a shift happening. Sometimes we don't know how to define it. People that like to collect art are not gone. We do need a path forward, and I think interaction with games is basically going to be the answer to make that happen in the best way that we can. Next up, we have President Trump. So one of the most interesting things that I've thought about with this whole ordeal is, one, he is going to speak at the Bitcoin rally in Nashville. Two, he spoke about Bitcoin the other day. Three, his new VP running mate holds about $250,000 worth of Bitcoin. Now, that gentleman wrote a really interesting book called Hillbilly Elegy. His backstory is worth looking into. He's got some grit and some meat and potatoes that we want involved in politics. He's, in my view, a super bright individual. Do a bit of a deep dive just to kind of understand what he brings to the table. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. The other thing, there is this rumor going around that Trump is possibly talking about holding Bitcoin on the central bank ledger. So as an actual commodity to hedge against all kinds of things. So these things would just send Bitcoin absolutely skyrocketing, in my opinion. So keep your eye on this stuff. We've been talking about it for a couple of years, right? Is it starting to happen? I hope so. Next up, we have Polygon. So they are going through some things. What is Polygon doing? They are announcing that the Matic and POL token upgrade will occur on September 4th, 2024. Now, what is so interesting about that, I believe that is Labor Day or Memorial. I believe that's Labor Day. So that is the 4th, 5th, I don't know. That's very close to a U.S. holiday. It signifies the end of summer. It is interesting that this is happening then because activity is going to be somewhere else for sure. I'm bringing this up because it is up about 7% kind of on this news when they actually put a date on it. I think there will be more price action on this, and it is going to be something to watch, in my opinion, as summer wraps up. Now, I talked about this a bit. So this is the Shiba Inu chart. And there is an exchange called WazirX. WAZIRX, and it is one of India's largest crypto exchanges. There was a hacker that was able to, about $230 million in different cryptocurrencies were taken. $96.7 million of that was Shiba Inu. It caused a 10% price drop almost instantaneously as they tried to liquidate this stuff through Mixer and Uniswap. So yeah, people are absolutely upset with some of the things that happened. Now, we have the Gemini co-founders, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. They have decided to put their money where their mouth is. These are other individuals that also believe that pro-crypto politicians are better than non-pro-crypto politicians. A perfect example is Elizabeth Warren, who is running against John Deaton for the Senate seat, and we need to get Elizabeth Warren out of where she is. I do not want to get into it because she is not worth my time or your time. We have Rect Capital. He has predicted that the bottom is in. Basically, if we look at his chart, we are just seeing we want to enter that green zone. It looks like we are going to get some forward momentum. I think the big number is if we can cross $71,500, this psychological boost will kick in my opinion, and we should just see some beautiful, beautiful movement. Now, just like we saw Shiba Inu suffer, I do not think Shiba Inu is dead. We have Ethereum ETFs. This is launching on July 23rd. I think there are several meme coins that are going to rally just off of this happening. My short list is Shiba Inu, Pepe, Floki, Grok, and Popcat. I think all of these are just cute enough to when people decide they possibly are going to get into this, these coins are going to rip. I also have some coins that are much less smart, which I'm not going to mention at the moment, but just start making a list and put these on your list, and let's see what happens. We have Solana. It is showing potential just for wicked gains. This morning I said the weekly looks so good, so I'm super excited to see that. Do we see it break 170? And you know what, just because it's so awesome, I want to check what we're at right. Oh God, look at that. We are at 169.021. As soon as Solana kicks past 170, I think we should tear. It's wonderful to see these different collections just bring each other up. This bullish pattern on the weekly chart makes me so happy. Still craving crypto clarity. Subscribe to my Substack today. Warning, rare bits may cause hodling.